Hi everyone. I'm in my basement here and wanted to mention a few things to you about the upcoming NAUA Sunday service. Not this Sunday, but the first Sunday of October, October 5th, and what that means for what we'll be doing. But I'm in the basement right now and thought I'd show you. I get a lot of times people ask me, how many puppets do you have anyway? And I've got quite a few. I haven't counted, but I will tell you, I had one puppet when I was minister in Louisville, and that was for one story that I did, that I have done sometimes here, about an eagle and a mouse, about having eagle vision and mouse vision and needing both, you know, to get the big picture and to focus where we can get things, actually get things accomplished. And I thought when I was coming to Spokane that I would like to do more with puppets, and so that's when I bought Purple, our fuzzy green puppet, who's become like part of the family, and he introduced himself as a rather shy little boy who was nervous about being in a new place and a new community. So that was the beginning. So let's take a look at what I have right now. Some of these are just really for collecting. So I'm going to switch my camera. All right, so this is just a wall of collectibles that Peggy has been kind enough to get me. There's Howdy Doody. Some of you will remember Howdy Doody. And there's a couple of versions of Laurel and Hardy. Of course, what fun they are. And then this was actually, this is not the actual first dummy that I had, if you will. This is Danny O'Day. But this is the exact model that I had. So mine is long since worn out and disappeared. Probably ended up going into the trash somewhere. But Peggy found one, and Danny O'Day sits on my wall here. Danny, how you doing? Is your mouth open? Yeah, my neck is stiff. All right, okay, stiff neck. And this is just a place where there's some extra books and whatnot that don't fit elsewhere. Just kind of put some shelves into the wall here. Some masks that I've made over the years. These masks are made out of, this is not mine, but these masks are made out of newspaper, and there's no paint on them. It's all just color out of newspaper ads and articles. So they kind of interesting from that standpoint. Got a few of them around here. Here's Lincoln's Ghost, which I was inspired to do based on an article on Abraham Lincoln. So, and there's a little book of Charlie McCarthy. These are gifts Peggy's given me. These are some certificates. That's when I went to Singularity University's executive program. There's actually a Charlie McCarthy spoon. Hey, look at that. And that's Charlie's nemesis, W.C. Fields. He used to give Charlie quite a hard time, and he got just as much back. And there is Charlie McCarthy and Edgar Bergen with Fibber and Molly McGee. Radio stars of the past, huge stars at one time. And this is a series of images that Theo Christensen gave me one Sunday. And I said I so cherish it, I'm going to hang it on my special wall. So there that is on my wall. This is Danny Kaye. This was a movie called Knock on Wood, in which he played it was a musical comedy in which he played a ventriloquist whose dummy kept getting in the way of him having meaningful romances. It was really kind of the precursor of the more horror type movies in which the dummies took over the personality of the ventriloquist. No dummies have taken over my personality, thankfully, although there are lots here who could try. But I'm a dummy enough myself. This is Avery Mann that you guys gave me at my 10th year here as a gift, who I love. He also is a fan of Charlie McCarthy, obviously. This is one of my, what I would consider my pro or semi-pro puppets. This is one of my pro puppets. She doesn't make it in too much. I keep the bags on them. It looks horrible, but it's to keep the dust off of them. They're kind of pricey. And these are actually toys, like those others you saw on the wall, replicas of Charlie McCarthy and Mortimer Snerd. but they have been upgraded so that I can actually move their heads. There, how you doing, Mortimer? Oh, I don't know, you tell me. Yeah, you're not very bright on your own, are you? Nope, if I had well, I don't even know what I'm going to say now. You want to give it another try? Yeah, if I had 2 drains, I'd be lonesome. Yes, you would. Okay. We won't get Charlie talking. He'll never stop. So yeah, I'm not going to count, but you can see there's been quite a collection of even these non-professional puppets that I have a lot of fun with. There's Obstinate Eddie, who was in church a couple weeks ago. And just about any kind of story you want to make up. There's the characters from Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood we used a couple years ago, and Mickey Mouse, and Bigfoot, Goofy. Yeah, all kinds of characters in here. So I've not counted them. I probably have, but I can't remember what the number is. Anyway, thought you might enjoy that. Now let me get back over here where I can turn around. Oh, there's Mr. Rogers' trolley. We did a Mr. Rogers service a couple years ago, some of you might remember. Yeah, so what I want to talk to you about was the Sunday after the NAUA Summit, which is October 5th, I think. That's what's sticking in my memory. We will have one service on that Sunday, and that's going to be at 9 a.m., not 9:15 a.m. So mark that on your calendar. The reason for that is we are going to have a large part in the NAUA Sunday service, which will be the NAUA Summit will be wrapping up at that time, and we don't want to compete with them, and we also don't want to, they're not going to have 2 services, so we'll just have one at 9 o'clock, and I hope that you will come. You can watch on the live stream as some of you do, but it'd be great to have you come in person. It'll be the only service we'll have that day. I think that at 11, just because I know some folks will probably show up who won't get this message or will forget or something like that, I've been sort of taking up a new hobby where I'm producing, using artificial intelligence to produce music albums. I know that doesn't sound probably very appealing to some people, but they're just beautiful, and I've been able to make my albums thematic. I like to concentrate on things that I care about so that I can listen to music that is meaningful to me, if nobody else. I'm not making albums to sell them or make a fortune. But I did recently do one on kind of reflective of my theological beliefs or lack thereof. And so I will have that to play and maybe talk a little bit about at 11 o'clock on that Sunday. So it'll be a bit of a different Sunday, but hopefully there'll be enough to pique your interest. But bottom line is I hope you'll show up for the 9 a.m. service in support of the North American Unitarian Association, NAUA, and its mission to help liberal religion survive and thrive, including our own congregation right here in Spokane. All right, so that's probably more than you wanted to know. I don't think I have much else to say. Oh, let me flip this around. I'll show you one more picture. So everyone knows my dog Wiley, of course. Wiley is upstairs. He doesn't understand why I'm talking to the phone, so he got bored and left. But that's a picture of him as a puppy that Gordon Larson took. And then Don Willingham's brother, who recently passed away, our condolences to Don, of course, was living here in Spokane for a while, and he was just drawing people's pet dogs based on pictures they gave him, just as a nice thing to do. And Gordon Larson commissioned him to do this one for me. Gordon, of course, passed away recently as well, but it's hanging down here in my collection of all the things that are meaningful to me. So with that, signing off. I won't be in this Sunday. I'll be visiting my daughter, but hopefully you all have a wonderful weekend, and I'll look forward to seeing you soon.